today. This is part 2. We are in a precious little town called West Jefferson, about 20 minutes from the Glendale Springs, the Blue Ridge Parkway. And this little town's near and dear to my heart. We used to come here once a month to kayak on the New River. And there's shops, art galleries, coffee shops, antique stores. There are not a lot of hotels up here, so if you guys want to come up and stay, I think there may be 2. There are bed and breakfasts, but there are tons of cabin rentals. So you can get on VRBO and see the different places to stay. Sorry we're behind this U-Haul. But yeah, get on VRBO and take a look, and you'll see that there are numerous cabins, places to stay. So we're going to go in. There's a cheese factory here that you can actually go in and watch them making cheese. So we're going to go in some of the shops today. I want to show you around, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the New River, because there's tons to do on the New River and a lot of outfitters here that will help you do that. Every year in West Jefferson they have a lot of festivals. You see an old caboose over there. They're redoing the hotel. I think the building, the last time I saw it, it was condemned, so they're redoing the hotel. Probably going to put some restaurants in there. That was what was in there before. This is the back street. And so they're getting ready to have an antique fair here, September 17th through 18th, and every year they have Christmas in July, and there will be vendors all up and down this street. They have war reenactments, and the soldiers actually camp out and wear the uniforms as they did back in those days and live there. So it's pretty special. Again, we're not far from the New River, and the New River is the next to oldest river in the world. It's the only other river older is the Nile, and it's the only river, well, one of the only rivers that runs south to north. And it runs all the way from North Carolina up into Virginia. And there are, like I said, there's outfitters all along the way. New River Outfitters, Zulu's Canoes, that you can kayak, tube, canoe. And you can start at the facility and go down and they'll pick you up, or they will transport you above the facility, and then you can kayak, tube, or canoe back to the facility. And make sure that you're strong. I've never been that us girls, we usually bring a group of girls up here and we go down the river, and somebody always tips over. So make sure that you're strong, that you can catch those canoes, because they'll go right on down the river, and that you need to be strong enough to catch them, catch the paddles and everything, because you know you're responsible for those. So let's walk on down the street and just see what's going on in West Jefferson today. I purposely came on a Friday so there wouldn't be as crowded on Saturday. I mean, you can't even walk the streets anymore, which I love to see. When we used to come up here, a lot of the stores were empty, but now it is just a booming place. Let me say I made a mistake. The New River goes all the way from the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina all the way up to West Virginia. And one of the places that it goes through is the New River Gorge National Park in West Virginia, and we're going to be going up there in several weeks because I want you to see it. It's one of the most beautiful gorges, and just the scenic. It's a national park as well, and so we're going to go up there. Right here on the back road is the farmers market. Every Saturday they have local produce. I missed it because it ends at 12 and it's a little bit after 1. Sorry, there's construction behind me. There's a lot of murals here in town, a lot of art galleries, a lot of murals on the walls. We'll try to take a look at them. Sorry for the noise. Isn't this pretty? This is the square. You see Ashe County Cheese Factory down there. We'll go down and take a look at that. Coming up the street. It's a Chamber of Commerce. You can go in and get all, you can see there's all kinds of brochures in there of the different activities. We're going to head to one of my favorite places, which is the Bohemia Coffee shop. I've got to get a mocha. I gotta tell you something about this art gallery. This is, what is the name of this one? I can't remember the name of this art gallery, and it's not saying what it is. But anyway, I don't know if you guys, you have to be my age probably to remember Norman Vincent Peale. He was a famous author and minister back in the day, had some #1 best-selling books, but his secretary actually owned this place and eventually moved, her and her husband moved to China, and someone else has purchased it. But I always thought that was so interesting. I'd come in here and talk to her. But let's go ahead and go to Bohemia, which is right here. Take a look inside. Let you look at the menu. I know what I'm going to get. I always get chocolate. Let's see if y'all can see it. Got just tons of things. Coffee, teas, iced teas, hot teas, smoothies. Got a kids menu. And also, they always have yummy things. I'm going to show you all my cafe mocha. It's really good. I just tasted it. There are a ton of restaurants in town. I did look to see if there's anything new. To be honest with you guys, none of the restaurants are that great. They have very low ratings. If you want a burger, I think you could probably find a really good burger. The best restaurant, we'll go by it, but it doesn't open till 5 o'clock. We're here in the middle of the day, and I'll be out of here by then. But anyway, I mean, they're decent. They're not great, but the coffee's great. I want to turn around so you can see it all the way from the back here. Just take a look at everybody. They're just enjoying themselves on a Friday afternoon. Looking on their computers. I think they have music in here sometime. But we'll go on and explore a little bit more. Also, I wanted to tell you, we are only about 30 minutes from Boone, North Carolina, where Appalachian State University is, and also Blowing Rock, which is a beautiful, another charming town. A little bit more exclusive than here. Also, we are not far from Grandfather Mountain with a mile-high swinging bridge that you can go over. I have never had the courage to do it because the bridge is a mile high. You walk over it and you can see down through the slats, so I've always chickened out, but it is a beautiful, beautiful place. So, Banner Elk, there's a lot of skiing up there in the North Carolina mountains, about 30 minutes from here, tubing. So you guys need to come up. I'm really surprised there are a lot of new shops and restaurants, so take back what I said about the restaurants. I haven't tried them all. This building is on the corner here as you go back down through town. If you go this way, you go to Jefferson. This is West Jefferson. If you go down this road, it's to Jefferson. And if you go this way, you go to Lansing. How do you like this guy's mask right here? Well, the last time I was here, there was a young man out here and they were remodeling this building. He said he had moved here from California with his wife. They bought a house back here in the little town, and he is renting this building to what is now called the Three Little Bears Candy Company. We're going to go in and take a look, but upstairs he's made an Airbnb, so you might want to check that out. Let me see if there's an address on the door that you can see. I'll ask him in there if you'd ever want to stay here. I'm sure the building's beautiful. I'm sure the Airbnb is top-notch. So folks moving here from California to live tells you something, right? It's a beautiful building. Let's go in and take a look. Well, they have a ton of yummy candy. Oh man, all the milk chocolate. I might have to get some. And I think they have things like you don't see anymore, like those are bubblegum cigarettes. You guys remember those back when we were young? Some of you, it depends on your age if you do or you don't. Let's see what else they have you might recognize. Well, taffy. Everybody remembers taffy. Well, there's cherry slices. Jelly Bellies, those were my dad's favorite. Neat little store. Now, I know there's an Airbnb upstairs, right? Do you know the address or anything to tell people that they would want to stay there? I met the guy that bought the building when he was remodeling.
Yes.
And so...
So if you look up on Airbnb.com, it is, I believe it's West Jefferson Downtown Overlook.
Okay. It looks beautiful. I'm sure he's done everything top notch, so I'm sure it's really nice up there.
Gorgeous. It's got a beautiful kitchen on this side with the living room. When you come in, it's got like a game room and a little bar set up. It's got 3 bedrooms.
Oh my goodness.
It's really nice.
That's great. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
I'd have to bring some friends to be able to do it though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
You've got all kinds of just little things. Toys, jewelry. There's an antique shop next door, which I love, and it's one of those antique shops that, got local honey. One of the antique shops where they have booths where people rent the booths, so there's all kinds, it's not just one person, so there'll be all kinds of different eclectic things in there that you can take a look at, so we'll go next door and do that. And I know she has her little doggy in there, he's always keeping her company. Remember Chunkies? RC Cola and Moon Pie. Alright, we're going to head next door. Next door at the antique shop, and I told you there's a precious doggy in here. Say, keep my mommy company. Hey, baby. Alright, and like I said, I think people rent these different booths, so there's all kinds of different antiques, and you guys know how much I love antiques. I could just furnish a whole house with antiques. See how pretty they are? To the next booth, and like I said, people rent these, so each of them are going to be different, and they put their wares here, and then you can buy their wares, and I'm sure what happens is they must pay rent in the booth, or either she just gets a commission of what they do. I'm not sure how that works. Up on a new restaurant. I have not tried this, and I did ask this group right here if the food was good, and she said yes, it was. So it looks like everybody's enjoying their day. Might go in and see what they've got on their menu. To look around, I'm gonna let you look around just really quick because we have music again. But there's specials: spicy cauliflower, pulled pork, spinach salad, barbecue sliders. We're gonna head on out, see what else we can find. Do you guys like guitar shops? Oh, and there's music again. I don't know if it's copyrighted, but this is so neat. So neat. What's the name of your shop? Can I ask you that?
Yes, that's Scott Harris Guitar Shop.
Are you Scott?
No.
Okay. Okay. And do you guys ever have people locally come in and play? I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Is there a certain day, time?
No, it can be any time.
People just get a...
Saturdays are usually a little better.
Okay. Okay, today's good because it's not so crazy around.
Right.
But it's, so I love this. I wish I could play something. I think I'm too old to learn. My grandmother bought me a guitar when I was a young girl, and I sold it the week she bought it. I didn't have the interest, but now I'm sorry about that. You don't think? You gotta have strong fingers, don't you? Okay. Wow, look at this bass. I assume that's a bass. Wow, it's neat. They have everything here. Look at the guitars in there. You know, and every time I watch the Antique Roadshow, anytime there's an instrument, it's astronomically valuable, usually.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, instruments just seem to go way up in value. Oh, man. I think these are mandolins. I think. I love to hear a mandolin. Those look like ukuleles. I'm not sure. Wow. Got a little bit of everything. Oh, look at that. Steel. Man. Now if that music's gonna be copyrighted, I'm gonna be in trouble. Thank you.
Yeah, you're quite welcome.
Have a blessed day. Got secondhand news. Southern slang. Kind of looks like just a gift shop, not sure. Just Just a little ladies' trinket shop. There's a hair salon. I'm not sure what Bull's is. I don't know if it's a husband. I mean, a husband. What the world? I'll tell you a story about this store, this Bull's store. This used to be called the Friendly Shoe Store. And a man owned it. He had the bluest eyes I've ever seen, coal black hair. And he was older. He was probably in his 80s. And they had done a story on him because that man, I don't know if he had this shop for 40 or 50 years. He never missed a day of work in that entire time. And he married a younger girl. And I saw in the paper one day that he had passed away and that she inherited this building. And they had one of the largest shoes of a man that used to live here in West Jefferson. He was what you would call a giant. His shoe size was like a 15, and they had the shoe in here all those years and a picture of the man. Well, the shoe is gone. They didn't know about it. They've never heard about it. I tell you, as time marches on, history is just wiped out, isn't it? So we're gonna go ahead and go on down. Let's go to the cheese factory and we'll see what's going on down there. Craft Bistro across the street was the restaurant that I was saying had about 5 stars that's supposed to be so good. I've never eaten there because it doesn't open till 5 o'clock, and usually by that time we'd always be back in the cabin and preparing our own dinner because there was a beautiful fireplace in the cabin of the friends that I stay at, and we just really enjoy eating around the fireplace. But they also have a movie theater here called the Parkway, but that's the Ashe County Cheese Factory ahead. And we're gonna take a look in there, see the beautiful mountains. Also right here is Amish furniture, handmade by the Amish. So you guys support local businesses rather than all this furniture made in other countries, especially China. So let's go over to the Ashe County Cheese Factory. Oh, and I want to show you the cows here. This is part of the Ashe County. Sorry for the bumpy thing. I must be a bumpy walker. But see the cows? This is the area where you can go and see them making cheese. See, this is the manufacturing plant. And there is a window where you can go in and watch them making the cheese. And I will say it is very yummy, yummy cheese. Okay, we're in the Ashe County Cheese. Like I said, the factory's across the street. This is the store. But they have every kind of cheese. They have homemade fudge. And they will let you take a sample and taste it. Also, ice cream. No samples of the ice cream. Uh-oh, look what it says, no samples. And it's all packaged up. And we know why, right? But let me just show you a little bit about what they have here. Fresh roasted nuts. Stone ground meal. Seasonings and spices. But tons and tons of cheese. And we're going to go in the back. Oh, they have cheese baskets too, gift boxes. We always would come up here and get cheese and take it back to the cabin. They have t-shirts. And look at all the different honeys and spices and salsa. Pork rinds. I am not a fan. Don't like pork rinds, but they've got all kinds of tortilla chips, popcorn. Tons of hot pepper jam, black cherry jam, Christmas jam, pickled hot okra. I don't like stuff like that. Pickles, marinated mushrooms, chow chow. I don't really eat that either. Ooh, vanilla peaches. Oh, that looks good. Pickled baby beets. Yep. Sorry. Some things you like and some things you don't. Let's head on back out. I wanted to show you this wall. It's right outside the cheese factory. It says the town was established in 1915. But then there's a lot of historic pictures here. I don't know if you can see them. This is the train, the Virginia Creeper. It went from Green Cove, Virginia to West Jefferson. And that's... doesn't have the years these things were filmed. Well, this one does. It's West Jefferson in 1917. Nice walk along Main Street in 1916. It says restaurants, farmers market, library, park. I do want to show you something down this road. It's a beekeeping shop. They have everything bees. The cabin we stay at, they have beehives. So if you want to taste different kinds of honey, buy lotions made of honey, or beekeeping equipment, we're going to show you inside the shop here. Oh, Naked Creek Pharmacy, F-A-R-M-A-C-Y, homegrown healing. We all need that right now, right? Remember I told you all, C, D, zinc, and quercetin. Keep you healthy. It's called the Honey Hole. And usually they have a hive in here. Hopefully it's up and going. Sometimes they have to clean it out. Hey, it looks like the hive is going strong. That is awesome. Maybe she'll tell me a little bit about it and you find the queen. There's a queen in there somewhere. She looks a little different than the rest of them. They have a precious little kitty cat. What's the kitty cat's name?
Lucy.
Hey Lucy, precious. She's gonna try to find me the queen, but she says sometimes it's very difficult because there's 2 layers of the honeycomb.
Where it's dark. She prefers dark.
And you said, and I know you've told me this story before, does she die after it? Somebody does. The workers do.
The drones.
The boys die. How often?
At the end of summer.
Wow. And the women remain? Or is there any women in there?
Female.
They're all female.
They're all female.
Okay.
The males do nothing.
Well, no comment.
They do nothing. They mate with the spring virgin queens out on the wing, out in bee congregation areas. They're like pickup bars. But they go out. If they're lucky enough to get them a queen, then they die immediately.
Wow.
And the ones that don't die come back in here. But
Okay.
because the males don't forage for honey, they don't clean up the hive, they don't do anything.
Okay.
At the end of summer, because they don't want to, the workers don't want to share the food with them because they have to feed them. They won't even feed themselves. So the workers have to feed them. And so at the end of summer, out they go, rip their wings off and throw them out. And then in the spring when they need more, they just make more.
Isn't that amazing?
It's an awesome plan.
Well, thank you so much for sharing the
You're
story.
so
I don't
welcome.
think
I don't
anybody knows anything about bees or what they do like this.
They don't appreciate what they do.
Yeah. So incredible.
That's the sad part. And the thing is, if you figure, if these bees left the planet, 1/3 of what you eat is gone. And that's not just fruits and vegetables, that's meat too. Because they pollinate the alfalfa that they feed cattle and hogs with. So
Yeah.
it would be real ugly.
Well, I only eat organic. I don't know if that helps anything, but
It
because
does
the
help because
pesticides.
the pesticides
Yeah.
kill them.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And I'm going to look around. Here's Carolina Mountain Properties if you guys want to come up and buy a cabin. Let's see what they're looking like. Oh, these are just rentals. Those are vacation rentals. So, nightly rates, $459, $205 to $300, $235. It might be cheaper to go through them than it would be from VRBO because, or you know, Home Away, because they have so many fees they charge you nightly. Not just cleaning fees, but other fees too. The Attic. That used to be an antique shop. I loved it. Of course, they're gone. This just looks like home decor stuff. Everything vintage. This says photographic art. I'll go in and take a look. I think this gentleman right here takes these photos, and I will ask him. Okay, this is the gentleman that I think owns the store. No, works at the store, but you are one of the artists here, right?
One of the photographers, yes.
Okay, and you said there are 17 other photographers.
There are 17 total in here. Yes.
Okay, and so they bring their art in here and it's for sale.
Yes.
Correct. So
Right, everything in here is photography.
okay, it's beautiful. It looks like painting.
Yes, those are canvases. There's canvas, metal, and prints in here.
Okay. All right, well, we're gonna take a look around. What about these beautiful scenes of, I guess this is Ashe County, right? West Jefferson?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, except for the one on the right with the one tree, and that's Africa.
Oh, this is Africa.
Uh-huh.
Sorry for the glare, everybody. Wow, look at this. So what is this one with the stars?
That is taken, I think, at Price Lake, the Milky Way.
Man, that's beautiful. Looks like winter scenes here.
It is.
And what is this home up here on the hill?
That is the Price, gosh, I can't think.
Now is that on the Parkway?
It is.
Okay, that is the Moses Cone home.
Yeah,
Yes, and they are getting ready to remodel or refurbish it because the last time I was up there, it was falling into disrepair. I was so sad to see it crumbling. But they've gotten the funds now because it's on the national park. They've gotten the funds that they're going to refurbish.
I've been up there just one. I'm a North Carolinian all my life, and I've only been up there one time and did not go other than on the front and looked out. That was it.
Yeah. I think I've been up there within the year and it was just falling apart. But I did see on the news they've got the money now to redo it, which is great. You don't want that to fall down.
Roy Walter, Living Art Photography.
All right, Roy, can you show us some of your art?
It is right here,
wow.
And what we love taking pictures of are hummingbirds.
How did you get this close? Well, I know you didn't. This was probably a zoom lens.
It was.
How close were you to this?
How close?
How far then?
150 feet.
Wow. Is that is that an eagle?
That is a juvenile, probably 2 years old, bald eagle.
Oh my gosh! And where was this?
Right outside of Charlotte.
Outside of Charlotte.
Yeah. Oh, there's bald eagles everywhere in the state of North Carolina. That's amazing. It's amazing how many bald eagles are in this state.
And so you said hummingbirds. Can you show me a? Oh, I think everybody loves hummingbirds.
Oh, they do.
So precious. My mom has a feeder and to watch them. Let's see. Wow. I hope there's too much. Let me get over here so I can get away from the glare. There we go. That is so pretty. And these are photographs.
These are photographs.
It looks like a painting.
I know, because I sat in that little pop-up hours on end, and hours on end, and hours on end. Gotcha. Probably over a period of about, to get the what's on the website. Mm-hmm. Probably over a period of about 5 years. You know, you get a couple here, you get a couple there, you get a couple here, you get a couple there.
Okay, well that's
and
incredible.
And eventually you get a website.
Okay. That's what finally happens, right?
Yeah.
Well, that is so pretty. Very pretty. Thank you for sharing those with me. And I'm gonna look around. Excuse me, I'm sorry, you all.
We're just taking it all in too.
How are y'all?
Fine.
First time in here?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Have a good
You too. God bless you. All right, guys, we're gonna head out. Very interesting, and I'm so glad we got to meet one of the artists that told us a little bit about what we were looking at. Well, we just left the downtown area and on the back road headed to Jefferson, from West Jefferson, and this is one of my favorite places, the Vintage Farmhouse General Store, and I hope they're open. I see lights on inside. They've got also a wonderful bakery, a lot of really neat things, so let's go in and take a look.
Fresh banana bread, banana nut bread back here.
Okay, she said she had fresh banana bread and banana nut bread, so we'll have to get some before we go. And I'm so glad they're open. They have the most yummy baked goods here. And are you the baker? Do you make all of them?
Yeah, it's me and a couple other girls.
Okay, all right, wonderful. And I see they have ice cream. They have cookies. So everything's homemade.
Yeah, everything's
Awesome. Okay, and it looks like they have coffee. All right, and there's music, so let's get away from it. Candy. Oh, got the old gum machine. Alrighty. Let's see. And then they have just gifts and things like that here as well. I'm gonna have to stop on the way home because I definitely want to get some homegrown tomatoes. I bought some of the heirloom tomatoes at the grocery store. I mean, they're like $4 for a tomato at the grocery store, and they're beautiful. They're so beautiful, they look like a flower. but they don't taste like it. So I'm gonna have to stop along the side of the road and get some good old farmer-grown, homegrown tomatoes. Don't you all love tomato sandwiches? You can just eat them with Duke's mayonnaise, and they're good as any sandwich that you could ever get. A lot of local honey for sale. And there is a downstairs witch's clothing, which I'm really not interested in. And then, isn't this cool? It's so cute. This must have been a house. And this was definitely the kitchen sink. So cute. Kitchen cabinets, look at the old stove. I hope you guys enjoy this stuff as much as me. Look at the old kitchen utensils. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here shortly, but I had to come to the indoor flea market. As I said, there are lots of antique malls up here, but love to go in and mingle with the local people. Most of the folks owning shops down in West Jefferson have moved here from other places, but this are the local residents, which I love to speak to. And we'll just go in, take a look around, show you a little bit, and then we're gonna be heading out. Okay, we're inside. We'll take a look around. See a lot of the little, this must be one of the places too that do rent booths. Yeah, you can tell. And so there's going to be a lot of different things. And some of the actual owners are here today. Wow, look at those old signs. Now, I watch American Pickers and Antique Roadshow, and those signs are worth a lot of money. Sinclair's, Sunoco, Shell, Coke. Wow, that's amazing. Looks like they have auctions here. Do they have auctions? Is that what?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, right here.
What days do they have auctions?
They're trying to do one, at least one every first Friday of every month.
Okay.
But we got one coming up Saturday, but it's at a warehouse over here in Jefferson.
I got you.
Is
Is this your part in here?
It's Keith Woody.
Okay.
Gavin Woody.
Okay. I noticed the signs. I know they're very valuable.
Yeah, it's all family, but I can give you information on it. But now, Labor Day, Monday, we're going to have a live auction right here.
Okay.
So we got one coming up next weekend, then the next weekend, then there's a couple more coming up right after that, but I ain't sure when they're scheduled.
I'm telling everybody they need to come here to West Jefferson and hang out and do this great fun things.
They go buy out estates and stuff like that, you know, when people died and people sell an estate, they should take the whole house, you know, they auction it off, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
That's what a lot of that is.
You want to see something breathtaking? Look at the mountains. I don't know if you can see it because of the car, but it's so pretty. We're coming 421 from Boone toward North Wilkesboro, just past the Blue Ridge Parkway again. From our time in West Jefferson, and I'll tell you, I had the most wonderful day. It was just glorious. Really enjoyed the flea market, got to speak with a lot of locals, talk to people, pray with people, and it was just so much fun. I hope you guys had a good time too. And until I see you again, God loves you, God bless you, bye.